Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsha Rushibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya. Om Sadashivasamarambham Vyasashankarammadhyamam Asmadacharyaparyanta Vande Guruparamparam. Om Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam Vishaje Sarva Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Yairime Gurubhi Purvam Badavakya Pramanadah Vyakyataha Sarva Vedantaha Tan Nityam Pranatosmiham. Om Shruti Smriti Purana Namalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaran Loka Shankaram. Om Samasta Brahma Vidyacharya Namaha Manduka Maharshe Gaudapada Acharya Varyaya Adya Shankara Sadgurave Namaha Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Atha Atharva Vedantargata Mandukya Upanishad Shanti Mantraha. Bring all the possible concentration and devotion and chant beautifully, chant wholeheartedly. Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaah Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraah Sthirairangaistuštuvagam sastanubhih Vyashema Devahitam Yadayoh Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti nah Pusha Vishwavedah Swasti nastarkshyo Arishtanemihi Swasti no Bruhaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Atha Chaturtha ALAATHA Shanti Prakaranam. Hari Om. Salutations to the entire Guru Parampara, the Lord, the Shruti Parampara, our own Guru, and to all of you who are so sincerely are giving time to listen to this most sublime of the Upanishads, the Mandukya, with the Karikas and the Bhashya. What is appreciable in you all, including me, is although some of the topics are too sublime and many of them appear to be irrelevant at this moment, yet that interest yukta patient listening, that is really appreciable. I believe that is what will take us to the next level of subtlety to understand them. If this readiness is not there, the preparation won't happen. Without preparation, we can't plunge into the higher sadhanas of meditation, etc. So who knows, maybe the Lord and Guru wants to educate us in this way. As I am telling to myself and you all, with our this effort from last 1 year or so, or maybe 5 6 months, at least we have understood there is a Upanishad called Mandukya. It has got the 4 prakaranas in and through all of them. I am Atma Brahma, so I am Atma Brahma is the theme that is being explained. And that is Ekameva Advayam Brahma. That much we have understood. Then all other explanations, examples, analysis, logics, they all will slowly be imbibed by us when we get time and when we give time. When you get full interest, we put full interest. And those days will be coming to us. Once we clear are these prarabdhas and not adding the newer ones, and intensely praying to the Lord and Almighty, "O Lord, give me such life and possibility and conveniences that let me thoroughly study the Shastra and digest the essence of them and practice it and experience the truth." When these prayers are there, when the new prarabdha are not added, when the old prarabdha has gone away, then we will become sublime. But for all of that, this readiness to listen is the base. Because if this is not there of coming to class regularly, then we are away from the truth by all means. And we are into the untruth or the false life of samsara by all means. Keep one thing in mind. That place, which is a beginning for the mukti or spiritual journey, We should never leave that place. And that's called satsang. And satsanga is satsanga only when it is talking about sadvastu. Sadvastu is spoken in Sat Shastra and they are Upanishads. Never ever leave them. How much ever heavy you may feel, bore you may feel, and feel like some of you feel कि हमको सब आ गया or feel the same routine monotonousness because the speaker is the same one. These are all the external things. If you mind them, then you will miss the internal. In the beginning, the external are important. But as we want to and must learn the higher ones, don't worry about the external, who is speaking what language and all. Go deeper into the subject. Is the subject becoming subtler to me, deeper to me, expansively understandable to me? Am I finding the logic in that? Am I getting conviction about it? Is my belief in that is growing? And am I starting really to live my life of sadhaka? These things, when you focus, then the superficial things about the language, about the vakta is same. ये सब ज़्यादा bother नहीं करेंगे. That's how we should grow. Like we do, I'm not worried you are the same audience. I'm more happy that I'm able to talk in detail because the audience is same. In this way, whatever the at the mind level, intellect level, subject to obstructions come, how to remove them, an idea is given. That's not an important point. But the main thing is what? Good that we are studying it together. Mandukya. Now, of late, the topic what's happening is very simple. The entire world which we see is to be logically convinced about that it is only abhasa, like the ALAATHA abhasas of Rujuvakradi. For that, the entire logic. And the deeper we apply the logic, clearer becomes the understanding that it is so substantially seen, yet it is absolutely unreal. That is what is to be achieved in my conviction. Then, when it is unreal, though it is seen, I will not run for it. Then, what is real at that time, I will feel for running for. When you really run for that real on the Siddha meditation, the real is realized. Is it not? Once you realize that and when you look back, everything would be found as that and that and that alone. अब वो जादू फिर तभी पता चलेगा, आप बता नहीं सकते. पहले वहां पहुंच जाओ फिर पता चले. So this is what the Alatha Shanti Prakarana's purpose. The abhasas are seen as real, but first thing is they are not real, they are abhasa. Second is the abhasa also is not real, it is only abhasa. Because there is no dravya, there is no karya karana sambandha. These are the logics they are used. Then there are conditional expressions. What conditional expressions? In the case of Alatha, the movement of Alatha made a condition for the expression of abhasa without the abhasas being real. In the same way, in the case of the Atmavastu, the non-knowing of the Atmavastu as it is unmoving, never changing Tattva, that non-knowing called as Ajnana or Avidya is becoming the cause for the creation of Chitta first, second the vibration in the Chitta called as Spandana, then from the Chitta Spandana eva alone the entire Sthula Sukshma are being projected or manifested. The spandana stops of the chitta like in nidra, entire world is gone. Then the chitta, instead of through spandana creating the world, when it focuses its attention on its own origin, the origin of chitta is what? Chitta has two things. One, I am existing. Second, I am knowing the things. So, how the existence in me and how I am able to know if these two things, chitta inquires on itself, in that inquiry, the chitta consciousness, which was appearing as chitta, that chitta, takara will go away. It is discovered as chitta. चित्त ही चित्त है जब बहिर्मुख होता है. चित्त ही चित्त बनता है जब अंतर्मुख होता है. When the chitta becomes bahirmukha, चित्त को ही वो जगत के रूप में दिखा रहा है. Same chitta when becomes antarmukha, it will prove that everything is chit only, there is nothing other than it. They will come as an experience when we try. It is only theory if you remain at the theory level. It is an experience when we really deeply meditate like that. So Alatha Shanti is helping us in this way. And then In the Paramatma, nothing is there. And yet the Spandana is there as a Hetu, then the Abhasas are there as Phala. A new topic which is so essential is introduced, and Bhagwan Karikakara as well as Bhashyakara are trying to explain to us. What is the topic? Yavad hetu phala aveshaha tavad hetu phala udayah. Kshine hetu phala aveshe na asti hetu phala udbhava. Before explaining this one main thing we want to listen, which we just now explained also some time back, that in pure self, it is neither the hetu from which a phala comes, nor it is a phala which has got a hetu. Clear? हेतु फलता परमात्मा में नहीं है, कार्य कारणता परमात्मा में नहीं है. परमात्मा किसी कारण का कार्य नहीं है और किसी कार्य का कारण नहीं है. First to keep it. But we see the world, and world is continuously running in the form of hetu and phala. Is it not? We sow the seed hetu, a plant comes phala. We protect the plant, it becomes a hetu, it gives a fruit phala. We eat the fruit, that becomes a hetu, then we get energy, that is a phala. The hetu is the energy, with that we do some work, that is the phala. Hetu phalavad dikh raha hai ki nahi in this world? That's what is creating. So hetu phalatmakata is srushti actually. That is what the point here taught to us. As long as you have the avesha, means intense insistence, obsession regarding the hetuphala vada, accepting it, you will really perceive the hetuphalata. When that hetuphala avesha goes away, hetuphala also goes away, and you experience the self, which is neither hetu nor phala. It is for the Ishvara also. He has got the Avesha of Hetu Phala, therefore he becomes Srushti Sthiti like Karaka. And after the Pralaya, before the next Srushti, he has no Avesha of the Srushti, therefore there is no Hetu Phalata. Is it not? Even in you and I also, wherever the Phala Asakti is there, we become busy in doing the Hetu for it, that karma. When you don't have Asakti for the Phala, Hetu is not there. That just like it is proved in one case. Like some people have the phala avesha. As I gave the same example yesterday, that I want to live in my own house. This phala avesha is so much that to get the own house, the phala, all the hetus he does. Bank loan lega, idhar udhar se loan lega, GPF ko withdraw karega, then take some loan from his own friends, relatives without the interest. Somehow he does all the hetu. He has got the phala, own house. अनदर पर्सन उसको बोलो यार क्या रेंटेड में रहते अपने ओन हाउस में रहो, he says I'm not interested. What? The phala of being in the own house. Therefore for him the hetu of all this of the loans and running behind the maestries or contractor engineer कुछ नहीं है कोई परमिशन लेना, पूरा वो दुनिया ही उनसे हट गया. The entire world of hetu phalata is gone from him. There's some people throughout life they live in rented houses. They have a lot of money and they go to one house to the other, one year to the other. They've enjoyed staying in all houses. The other person own house करके चिपकली की तरह he stays only in that house throughout life. So we are just sir मजाक से बता रहे हैं. Don't make it serious and pull and say somebody's own house you can nail anywhere. If it is a rented house, what time they check the house out, check us out, check दे घर से, we don't know. All the संसार बात मत करना. Example एक कारण के लिए बता रहा. That hetu phalavada. Now, at one place, if you can drop the phalavada and drop the hetuvada, it should give an understanding that every phala we can give up and every corresponding hetu can give up. We can reach to a blissful state of hetu phala rahityam. That is called spirituality. At the ultimate level of spiritual unfoldment, self itself being blissful, there is no other desire that can crop up as phala. Therefore, there is no hetu, the desire prompted action, the karma need not be done. इवन ध्यान कर्म की भी जरूरत नहीं है, यज्ञ याग आदि जरूरत नहीं है, तपस्या की जरूरत नहीं है, नौकरियों की करने की जरूरत नहीं है. All of them are at the hetu phala sthai. In the absolute self, it is infinite, it is blissful. You need not do anything to get that thing. And by doing nothing, you will not lose it also. न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफल संयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. लोकस्य श्रुति. Nadate kasachit papam na chaiva sukritam prabhu vibhu ajnane namatam jnanam tena uhyandi jantava. 5th chapter. Very sublime slokas there. So, is it clear the two aspects? One is the ALAATHA, why that example is shown. Second, what is the Hetuphala discussion is going on. Yavad Hetuphala Aveshaha, Tavad Hetuphala Udayaha. Kshine Hetuphala Aveshe, Nasti Hetuphala Udbhavaha. And Avesha word we have spoken. Then the entire life of ours is because of Avesha. The Avesha, life of bondage. So too the sadhana of liberation also is by the other Avesha. Samsara ka avesha is there in me, therefore I am fully involved in samsara. Sadhana ka avesha when it comes in me, then sadhana ka avesha se main sadhana hi karunga. So every day it happens to us. Morning 10 to 11, 12:30, evening 6 to 8:30. Some sadhana avesha is there in us. Therefore, without break, you come to class. Unless some unavoidable things are there. Remaining time other than these 4-5 hours, what is the avesha in us? The samsara avesha, therefore we have entered into it. Leaving these classes, you can continue whole day as samsari also. Reducing the samsara further, extension of the sadhana also I can do. It is in our choice. Avesh ki baat hum kar rahe. Avesha is intellectually convinced and therefore emotionally insisting and physically indulging. These are called avesh. That is why kama avesha. What is kama avesha? Convinced in the intellect that I must have that bhoga. Therefore, the manas, in the mind, the avesha comes of the emotion of justifying all that. Then through the body you work and get it, through the senses we indulge. So all of them are compelling forces. That's what's called avesha. Kama avesha, krodha avesha, lobha avesha, moha avesha. These are all irsha avesha, dvesha avesha. So to the positive, prema avesha. Then loka seva avesha. Some people are so much overpowered by serving the world that the wife and children struggle every day, fight every day. There are many women, wife, they have given up talak de diya for the husband because it's too much the service oriented. He's not taking care of me and children. हाँ? But उनको पूछो, he says मुझे मजा आ रहा है आवेश. You tell him stop your social service and help at home. It will be as impossible to him like the other person who is indulgent in the family. Tell him to go and serve the world. He says there is no दुनिया, मेरे घर ही मेरे लिए दुनिया. इसको ये आवेश हुआ, उसको वो आवेश. In spirituality also, Saman Japa Avesha, daily 4 hours, Puja Avesha, 5 hours, Bhajan Avesha, Kirtana Avesha, and you and I are Satsanga Avesha. Then Prema Avesha, Bhakti Avesha. Little higher level, Vedanta Shravana Avesha, Vedanta Dhyana Avesha. That leads to the Anubhuti. तो नेगेटिव आवेश को छोड़कर पॉजिटिव वाला करो. This message also you can take. But the main thought is what? It is your insistence which is giving birth and sustaining the Hetu Phala Vada. If you don't do that, you will be in the self which is neither the Hetu for any Phala nor the Phala for any Hetu. कहीं से परमात्मा नहीं आया, परमात्मा से जगत नामक कुछ आया ही नहीं, परमात्मा ही है. This is what the Ekamevadvayam thing explained in this angle and language. So we have seen Yavad Hetu Phalavesha, Tavad Hetu Phalodaya, Shine Hetu Phalavesha, Na Asti Hetu Phalodbhavaha. And what is the Hetu? Be attentive. We have explained yesterday. Our own dharma, dharma, karma. What is the Phala? Our own different dehas and in that Sukha Dukkha. And when we get those dehas, then told by someone or because of our own thought, again we start doing something that become again Hetu. Then that leads to the Phala. That is called as Hetu Phala Bhava, continuously going on in the universe. And that is in the Bija Vruksha Santati also. Bija is the Hetu, Vruksha is the Phala. Vruksha is the Hetu, Bija is the Phala. From the Bija as a Hetu, again the Vruksha goes on. In us also, because of Vasanas, the desires. So Vasanas are the Hetu, desires are the Phala. Desire is the Hetu, Karma is the Phala. Karma is the Hetu, Karma Phala is the Phala. Phala Bhoga is the Hetu, again Vasana is the Phala. Chakkar going on happening. Whichever the place you cut the chain, you are liberated. Vasana level you cannot do. Desire level you have to reduce it. Karma level, you change the karma from kama prayukta to the seva prayukta. You understand? From the desire prompted activity, when you start doing duty prompted and service prompted activity, then what will happen? Activity is given a direction and the desires also reduced. In turn, they reduce the vasana. Therefore, the vasana hetu pushing us into samsara phala gets reduced. By the way, as a sadhana, it is explained. In Karikas, these explanation detailedly not given, but the purpose of the study is this consequence only. Therefore, we touched that subject also. He is telling only one logic. In pure Parabrahma Tattva, he is neither cause nor effect. But you and I talking about Hetu Phala with the example of ALAATHA, वो आवेश के कारण है. Avesha is your own insistence. Avesha is explained as what? Agraha atmani adhyaropanam tachittata. See, भाष्य पढ़ोगे और deeply आपको message मिलेगा. We have studied all that yesterday. Now we'll start the 56th mantra. For that, in the Avatarika, there is a question raised by Guru himself in the form of Purvapakshi. Avatarika. Yadi hetu phala udbhavaha, if you are saying even with the Avesha, hetu phala is born, tada ko doshaha? क्या फर्क पड़ता है हेतु फल है तो why should it not be continued, why you have to insist to transcend the hetu phala? So the answer is given, very direct answer. What's the answer? Yavad hetu phalaveshah samsarasthavadayatah क्षीणे हेतु फलावेशे संसारम न प्रबध्यते यावद हेतु फलावेशः संसारः तावदायतः क्षीणे हेतु फलावेशे samsaram na prapadyate. This is the answer. Simple literal meaning, then bhashya. Literal meaning is what? Yavad hetu phala aveshaha. As long as there is insistence on hetu phala vada, as long as we live the life of hetu phala, we support it, we promote it, we believe that, we have faith only in that. Tavad samsara tavad ayataha. Till that time, ayata means vistara, expansive. Beyond many years and lives beyond also, the samsara will continue to expand. Continuously, expansively, samsara continues. Tavad samsara ayata. If you are wanting to continue in the samsara of struggles and efforts and getting small little things, in between also lot of competition, lot of comparisons, lot of rules and regulation, do's and don'ts, ये सब मिलकर संसार आपको उसमें मजा आ रहा है तो you hold on to the hetu phala. But if you want to get out of samsara, the only one way is you have to rise above hetu phala. That's what he says. Yavad hetu phalavesha samsara tavadayatah shine hetu phalaveshe. When you reduce your avesha and hetu phalavada, samsaram na prapadyate. Slowly the samsara recedes. Samsara reduction means struggle goes away. Dukkha goes away. Bindingness goes away. Conditionings go away. So in the place of struggleless, there will be effortlessness. In the place of dukkha, there is sukha. In the place of conditionings, the experience of conditionlessness. In the place of limitation, the experience of unlimitedness will come. These are called as moksha, these are called as samsara. The addition to samsara is what? Being a samsari of conditions, limitations, dukkha and bandhana, trying to come out of them in a wrong direction through hetu phalavada, he is called as samsari. मैं एक बार दोबारा कहता हूं, वो व्यक्ति जो संसार क्या है नहीं जानता है वो संसारी है. वो व्यक्ति संसार क्या है जानकर भी उससे बाहर आने के लिए वही जगह में जहां संसार बढ़ता है वही इन्वॉल्व होता है वो संसारी. एंड हु इज अ साधका? जिसने संसार क्या है जान लिया, जिसने सिद्धि कहाँ है जान लिया, जो साधना क्या है ये भी जान लिया और कर भी रहा है, इज कॉल्ड साधक. Who is a siddha? The one who is reached beyond samsara, the blissful state. Again I am defining. What is samsara? A limitation experience of jiva bhava. What is samsara? Getting conditioned by dehendra manabuddhyadi upadhis. What is samsara? Struggling with the upadhis to become sukhi by doing this and that thing in the world. And what is samsara? Every sukha along with it, मैं भी हूँ करके दुख को भी देकर जाता है, इसको भी ले ले करके. This is called samsara. Again, listen carefully. Feeling myself to be limited, conditioned by the upadhis, struggling to become happy by using the upadhis in doing something or the other, as a result of which, instead of getting sukha, getting only dukkha. That's called samsara. And what is moksha sthiti? No limitation that I am a jiva, I am infinite self. Therefore, no conditioning the upadhis. I am beyond the conditionings. There is no struggle for me to become happy. Therefore, I am effortless. I am the nature of happiness. Therefore, there is no going of the happiness and coming of the dukkha in my life. That's called siddhi. Luckily, the siddhi sthiti is already we are that. But in the ignorance of that, we have become as a jiva, we are struggling. Now, what Vedanta teaches is to make us recognize that we are already that thing which we are searching. But to do this Vedantic sadhana, to discover our liberated self, we have to be qualified. What is qualifying? Undoing all the kachra which we have done. For that only, Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, without Jnana Yoga, as Mukti will not come to us, without Bhakti and Karma and Ashtanga, we will never become qualified for the Bhakti, for the Jnana Marg. Therefore, which is great, which is not great is a wrong question. At the level of ignorance and impurities, we have to do the Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. When the impurity is gone away, purity came, now no need of those sadhana. Sadhana is through Jnana Yoga or the Upanishad study, knowing the truth, meditating and realizing. So these are all the what is it, corollary explanations for this main theme. Ki if you continue the avesha of the Hetuphalavada, your samsara will be endless. As long as it is. If you don't want samsara, then reduce the Hetuphalavada. Shina Hetuphalaveshe samsaram na prapadyate. Now, a gambhira vishay we talk here. A minute, not much. Means what? By giving unnecessary reasoning, logic, explanation, etc., we are only making the thing as if really exist. If we really reduce those insistences on Hetuphalavada, then I tell you, there will be only happenings, there will be no samsara. For example, I'll tell my own example. You have not come to the class. Now, it is your maturity and common sense that you should inform me why you are not coming. Is it not? There is some reason. You have not come. Now, if I further, even one thought I entertain, it is only my samsara. What is one thought? That why didn't they come? What must be? Both positive negative दोनों हो सकते हैं. The positive में क्या है? शायद इनको बीमार हुआ होगा या बुखार लगा. That's a positive feeling which I feel sympathetic. Negative what? They must be lazy, sleeping, going somewhere, attending somebody's class, other one, or they didn't like me, or they have lost the interest in me. These are the reasonings I'll do. Negative reasoning. Then what is the result? Other than suffering. Then what is the intelligent way? Accept you have not come for the class. Ho gaya. Reason, if you say, I have to believe it. If you don't say, why should I worry? Fact is, you have not come. You missed the class. And I will not miss. I will go on doing it. If my duty is a taken up duty or given duty to me. I will do that. If I start giving reasoning, there is no end. Ask for reason. And my mind becomes peaceful first of all. It is like that, that's it. So, the moment you do the Hetu Balavada, you are giving extra value and reality to it, which will make me suffer till I devalue it. Are you understanding it? जब तक डिवैल्यू नहीं करूं, वो चीज जिसको मैंने वैल्यू किया, वो वैल्यू मुझे दुखी करता ही रहेगा. And things are not in my control also. Who will come to class? How long they will sit and listen? How can I command it? I can't. You have your own prarabdha. Those who prarabdha is come fresh, they join. New people will join. Jinka khatam ho, they will go away. The world is run by the Ishvara with so much of thinking, planning. I can't conceive or understand. We can never command our own life's prarabdha. कि किस दिन ज्यादा नींद आएगा, किस दिन कम होएगा. Can you command? किस दिन इंटरेस्ट आएगा क्लास में, किस दिन नहीं आएगा, कैन यू कमेंट? आप, I can't command my own. How can I command the world? Therefore, it is beyond my control. That is the reason. For what? Not to entertain Hetuphalavada. The stop Hetuphalavada, you are liberated that moment. How to do Hetuphalavada? एक ही शब्द है हिंदी में, इंग्लिश में कहते हैं why. If you drop these two, why? If you drop this one question, you are liberated at that very moment. Why my child is bad? You can't ask question. His child is bad. What to be done for being good? A little bit you do. More than that, you will never have an answer for why. It's just like that. And satisfactory answer will never come because question itself is wrong. Like you didn't come to class yesterday. No, whatever answer gives, you give, I will not be satisfied because I am already dissatisfied that you didn't come. You can't just, it will never make me happy. That's how this subtle thing we don't know. Therefore, we try to struggle to patch up, and instead of getting patching up, it becomes more aggravated only the situation. It is between parents, children, wife and husband, friends, कोई भी हो, वो गड़बड़ होता है. Actually, एक maturity क्या है life में, sometime it works, maybe sometime may not. You drop the issue and restart. That's it. Don't hold on to that. Don't try to find the answer. That only a Vedanti can do. A Vedanti knows that's all Maya. Maya means you can't answer. Therefore, he says it's okay. You have forgotten me or you have hated me. Now you say we are Swamiji. Now we like you. I say welcome. I will not pull the past. A past को खींचने वाला संसारी होता है. A ज्ञानी will not do. That's why Guru, whenever the disciple leaves and goes away, he says चले जाओ. Then again when he comes back, Guru says welcome. Is it not? He will be neutral. In the same way, in our life, the moment we stop the question of why, you got the answer there. Because the person himself cannot say why correctly. I myself never can understand or convinced, and everything is managed by the Ishvara. So which is the point to which you can have an answer? That's why it is not helplessness, but it is the highest maturity that we have to accept the things as they are. At the same time, being human being, we have the Purushartha Samarthya, we can invest our ability in getting better situations, better conveniences. And all the better situation conveniences, we must ask only for spiritual sadhana. Again, फिर से दुनिया में मत फंसना. दुनिया में better होता ही नहीं, वो फंसने का ही होता है वो. Let's say my husband in this life is so bad, I must have a better husband. This husband is better than that better husband because of this husband you are having vairagya. You are coming to the class. See, when you use that subtle logic and all or reasoning, your answers will change. But that doesn't mean that you can't ask, I should have such a husband or children that they trouble me. That is a nonsense. You should ask, I should not have a thought of entering into samsara. Let me do sadhana right from beginning. This is healthy. Otherwise, to get you vairagya, Lord will have to create a jiva who is rakshasa to trouble you. Then only, why do you put so many conditions? इसलिए अच्छाई के लिए भी नहीं पूछना, बुराई जाना ही करके भी नहीं पूछना. क्या पूछना है? लेट माई स्पिरिचुअल साधना हैपन विदाउट हिंड्रेंस. इन दैट जो भी पूछना है वो सब उसमें ऑटोमेटिकली इंक्लूडेड है. That's why the highest prayer is don't ask the Lord this or that. Ask the Lord, oh Lord, make me happy. No, He gives you the Atma Jnana only because only in that there will be happiness. If you ask the things will come, not the happiness. That's why we are getting the things, not happiness. Is it not? Give me the Ananda, bless me. Then He will see that you will get the Brahma Ananda because Ananda is only in Brahma Tattva. आज से क्या पूछने भगवान से? भगवान हमको आनंद दो. Then he says Ananda is only Jnana. He will give Jnana. If you ask him, ye do, all he will give, but there is no Ananda. An intelligent person knows what to ask. By the way, so yavad hetu phalavesha tavat hetu phalodaya, shine hetu phalaveshe, nasti hetu phalodbhavaha, then yavat hetu phalavesha tavat samsara ayatihi, ayataha, shine hetu phalaveshe, samsaram na prapachyate. whether it is your psychological samsaram, the external activity samsaram, all that based on your insistence, avesha and hetuphala. It will continue. Now see the bhashya, how beautifully explains. Yavat. Yavat means what? Samyak darshanena hetuphala avesha na nivartate. अक्षीण संसारः तावद् आयतः दीर्घः भवति इति अर्थः. Means what? As long as with samyak jnana of the atma vastu you don't remove your hetu phalavada, so long the samsara will continuously going to trouble you. So here the answer given to the earlier question, then solution also given to the problem that is there in the answer. What is the question asked? What is the problem if you have hetu phalavada? Answer is what for that? As long as you have hetu phalavada, you will have samsara. When the hetu phalavada goes away, then the samsara goes away. This is the answer for the question. But how to transcend hetu phalavada is a sadhana to the problem of hetu phalavada that he is adding, the karika kara. He says samyak darshanena. So there are two stages. What is what? When you don't have samyak darshana, you fall trap of the hetu phalavada. When you are trapped in hetu phalavada, you become samsari. Second thing is what? These are negative. Positive guy. The more you reduce the hetu phalavada or the insistence avesha, you will be reducing the samsara. Then you will become qualified for samyak darshan. Second stage. Third one is what? Straight away when you attend to the samyak darshana means trying to know the vastu. Samyak means ultimate. Darshana means vision. And ultimate vision is only of the self only. Therefore, experience of self becomes samyak darshan. Thus, when you are attending more and more to samyak darshana, then obviously your samsaric hetu phalavada goes away, then samsara also goes away. On the other hand, if you give importance to hetu phalavada, samsara is continued, you will never become qualified for samyak darshan. Therefore, he says solution is what? Yavat samyak darshanena, as long as you have not gained samyak darshana, which removes hetu phalavesha nanivartate, means still you don't gain the samyak darshana because of which you have not removed hetu phalavada. Till then what happens? Akshinaha samsara tavatu. Till that time samsara kshina will not happen. Ayatah bhavati. Dirgha bhavati iti arthaha. How dirgha it is? It can run into millions of lives. It can run into many srushtis, kalpa and mahakalpa. इसका अर्थ क्या हुआ? If in this life I am suffering as a samsari with hetu phalavada, my this journey of being samsara is continuing because of my hetu phalavada and not attending the samyak darshana from millions of lives. In that, how many times I became human being, how many times I went to Naraka, how many times I went to Swarga and enjoyed because of Punya, and how many times I took the Khatmal or Machar or any of the animal yoni, unginat hai. It will continue even future also. Ayata means coming from the eternity, uncalculable, and goes for eternity also. Here a very subtle thing is said. In that, more than a hint, a threatening is given by the Lord. Healthy threatening. What is threatening here? Therefore, with samyak darshana, if you don't remove hetu phalavada and consequent samsara, you will continue this way to be bound. So it's not only a suggestion, but it's a warning type of thing. इसलिए यावत वाला शब्द है. Like parents say, जब तक मेरे बात नहीं सुनोगे ना, तब तक तुम ऐसे फेल हो जाओगे, मैं तुमको चीज दूंगा ही नहीं. They say it. Till you don't listen to me, I cannot help you. So to every doctor, as long as we don't surrender to doctor, his treatment cannot be perfect to cure us. Here also, yavat samyak darshanena hetu phalavada nanivartate tavat samsarah akshinah bhutva ayatah atidirgah bhavati. Are you interested? Then continue the samyak darshana rahita hetu phalavada. What is hetu phalavada? Desire something or the other called as a phala, and find the hetus, how to fulfill the desire and involve in that. And do that, you get it, and again desire something, another phalavada, and then do the hetu phala. This is called samsara. And while doing the hetu, you are so much exhausted. At the time of phala, you indulge and enjoy it. But when it goes away, again you become tired. Again you have to create another desire. Again create the hetu phala, samsara. In the technical terms, hetu phala is dharma, and phala is papa or punya yukta joni of swarga naraka. चलता ही रहेगा. What is Samyak Darshanam? Dharma Atita. That is why Sarva Dharman Parityajya means Hetu Phalavada Parityajya means Samsaram Parityajya. Mam Ekam means Samyak Darshanam Sharanam Vraja. Reach to me. Then no Hetu, no Phala, no Samsara. That is the meaning of Ma Karma Phala Hetur Bhuhu in the 47th sloka of the second chapter. तो कर्म फल का हेतु मैं ही बन रहा हूं क्योंकि कर्म फल के लिए जब कर्म कर रहा हूं. Then what is the intelligence way to live life? We are living in life not for any phala, only for exhausting our vasanas. What is the vasana? The pressures for doing something or the other. You exhaust them. Then phala you don't take. Even if it is given it to the Lord. Survival, take a little bit of it as a sacrament or prasadam. That is how what is taught to us in the first sadhana as karma yoga, where karma is done but not phala sakti, has its consequence in this way to transcend hetu phala samsara. Then imagine a state of being where there is not even one desire emerging. Therefore, there is not one little agitation in the mind, nor prompting to the intellect to plan out, nor the running of the dehendriya to do something. And another side, there is Samyak Darshanam is there, that I am blissful self. Imagine how glorious would be the experience of that person. Should we not go for it? And the intricate things we are not discussing now because that's not a subject, it's a very low level of subject at the Gita. Even though you want that phala, it has got its hetus to be performed. If the hetu performance is not fulfilled, phala will not come up to your choice. And doing the entire hetu is not in our hands. For a phala, like you want to have a very good phala of a good dish. No, it has got so many hetus to come or bring out that dish. Now, everything you cannot fulfill. It's not in your hands, Baba. The oil which you are offering, if this is not up to the mark, the dish will not be tasty. All our oil or ghee. The vegetables or whatever, they are not good quality. You will not get the expected taste. That is why nobody gets same taste second time. You can, it's only imagination कि उस होटल में जाएंगे तो बढ़िया सा चाहिए. वो बदला है, आप फर्क नहीं समझ रहे हो, आप एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हो. We only accept by accepting in the mind. Otherwise, we never get what we want in this world. Because to get anything, you have to perform, and your performance can never be exactly 100%. थोड़ा फर्क होगा. And not only in your hands, it is in the ingredients also. Is it not? Ingredients भी है और process भी है. Every minute thing also affects. Like gas stove. If you put it in the simmer, the taste will be different. If you put in maximum, it is taste different. Exactly center wala आपको लगाना है. Then only, but that is also very effortful. While mixing also, you have to mix properly. Then only it gets properly mixed. Like उपमा. आप ठीक तरह mix करोगे नहीं, तो इतने मोटे मोटे आएंगे. You can't eat it. You have to add water. Quality of water also depends. It is purely mineral distillery water, it is different taste. It looks very bitter also because of too much of chlorine, etc. If ये बॉडी का पानी है उसका तो उसका खारापन आएगा. I'm just trying to confuse you or adding to it to say how the hetu phala is actually imagination. We are only thinking that ये फल चाहिए और ऐसा करने से वो मिलता है. And to support us, all the Vedas have told us, because इसको कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे तो ये गलत करता जाएगा. Vedas are protecting us from doing wrong. Otherwise, they are not aiming us to do something to get something. They tell us to drop everything and reach the real thing, the self. That is called as the Veda Anta, ultimate of the knowledge of the Vedas. And more so, what? The atmosphere also is a part. Is it not? In Garmi, you cannot have the hot tea because already it is so hot. It adds to the heatness. You can't enjoy. In Sardi, you can never enjoy hot tea because in a half minute it becomes cold. देखो भाई, outer atmosphere also is a cause. You made a good dish, but then you can't eat because others have come with whom you have to share. The quantity gone away. हेतु फलवाद का मैं एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूं, क्यों? तो समझने के लिए कि कोई फल का आशंका मत करो, आशा, देन डोंट ट्राई टू डू द हेतु ऑफ इट, देन यू विल बी ओनली samsari. And these two are happening because avesh. We are explaining this to remove that avesh. After that, only two things to be done. क्या है? Whatever dharma I have to do, I do. Whatever the Lord gives, I am happy with that. This way, hetu phala avesh is reduced. Second is, have the avesh, have the atma phalas hetu. Atma phala, then do the hetu of sadhana. And at the sadhana parakashta level, in the highest maturity of the seat of meditation, remember, we discover ever existing self, then it is neither the phala nor there is any hetu for it. So, hetu phala rahita, parishrama rahita, atmanumoti we will gain. Such things you have to repeatedly listen, then only the conviction comes. So here he says, Yavat samyak darshanena hetufala avesha nani vartate akshinaha samsaraha tavatu ayataha dirgaha bhavati iti artha. Now, kshine punaha hetufala aveshe. On the contrary, when the hetufala avesha goes away, how it goes away? Only by samyak darshan. देखो कुछ तो कुछ करना है, साधना नहीं करोगे तो संसार का करोगे. Because we are alive, we are not dead. A dead person only cannot do sadhana, cannot do samsara. A living person either have to do this or that. If you don't do that, you will end up in doing this. If you don't come to class, you will watch TV. You can't be dying, no, without watching TV or without coming to class. उधर गए तो इधर नहीं आओगे, इधर आओगे तो उधर नहीं जाओगे. क्या चाहिए आपको डिसाइड करना. In the same way, samyak darshana effort is the only one which reduces or makes the kshina of the avesha of the hetuphala. When that happens, that's what he says. Kshine punaha hetuphala aveshe samsaram na prapadyate. There is no samsara because karana bhavat. What is the karana for samsara? Hetuphala avesha. That is gone away. There is no samsara. Then such person you can feel so happy and free. That is why the Jnanis, Jivanamukta Purushas, they are same world they are also, but they have no hetuphala avesha, therefore there is no samsara. They are just happy. They for survival go here and there, get the viksha, entire mind is in Paramatma Tattva. Anybody come, they just give them love, give them upadesha, if they take it, just give blessing, they move. Where is samsara? And the entire science which you talk as a development in nowadays, from a higher standpoint, if you have guts to accept it, it is nothing but stupid samsara only. That you want more and more comforts, and further you develop to more and more technology, and you become lazy slave to that, and that will never be sufficient to you, and you want more and more comforts, and all comforts are at the stupid body level only. Little bit for the senses, and little more for the security of the mind and its emotions. कर क्या रहे हो सब इतना डिस्कवर करके, इसका कोई अंत है क्या? But the scientists will never accept it, nor the science will stop. Only when a cumulative number of jivas evolve who discover the vairagya's greatness and they stop all this nonsense, then only all this will end. But now it doesn't accept as nonsense. We accept it as sense only. Only in the technological growth, in the development of the world, there is sukha. In that abhasa, entire universe is going on. That is called a Kali Yuga. कलयुग में भौतिक में ही सुख मानकर भौतिकवाद को ही बढ़ावा देते हैं. कोई सुनेगा भी नहीं उस बात के लिए, हंसेंगे वो. एंड दे टॉक इट. हाँ जी, आपको नौकरी करने की क्षमता नहीं है, यू कांट अर्न द मनी, यू कांट बी लग्जूरियस, देयरफॉर यू आर जेलस ऑफ अस. दैट इज व्हाई यू आर स्पीकिंग योर सूडो वेदांता एंड टेलिंग अस दैट गिव इट ऑल दिस एंड मेडिटेट. वी डोंट एग्री दैट. एंड दे प्रूव ऑल्सो ऑल दोज थिंग्स. दे प्रूव टू मी. देखो आप पीछे जमीन पे सो रहे हो, हमको देखो हम यूफॉर्म बर्ड में सो रहे हैं. देखो आप पैदल चल रहे हो भिखारी की तरह, देखो वी आर फ्लाइंग इन द फ्लाइट्स. They prove all that, but all that is at the gross level, which they are experiencing. But what I am experiencing is at a level I can't convey to them unless they come to this. At the higher level of contemplation, all Bhautikavada, which is based on Karikaranamada, where the phala of the Sharirika Bhoga we want, and we are doing all the Hetu, is adding to bondage only more and more. It is like बाल सफेद नहीं होने के लिए he has applied various things and जो बाल सफेद थे वो भी निकल गए. కొండ నాలుక మందేస్తే ఉన్న నాలుక ఊడింది. The Telugu సామెత is there. కథావత్. Do you understand that? To become appear beauty, to become beautiful, they add all the cosmetics. The cosmetics adding to the oldness even when they are young. But they don't want to accept it. Just like to live long, to give good food or quantity food, they are adding so many chemicals. All the foods are shortening the lifespan by giving all the diseases. These are all very sublime thoughts. A big team required to think about all that, and the government should accept all of them without biasness. Then only changes can be brought. From the Advaita, ALAATHA, SHANTHI, MANDUKYA Upanishad level, I am just giving the example of worldliness only to say the Hetufala insistence, how it troubles us. Therefore, what is the best thing in this world? That sadhana or lifestyle which removes the Hetufala Vada. And what is that? Only Samyak Darshana Vada. In Samyak Darshana, as the logic given by the Guru, we try to understand the presence of pure Parabrahma Paramatma, and the sadhana as indicated by him, we slowly go through and we experience the self, which is so blissful. There was no other phala required, no hetu to be done. There is no samsara. Beautiful it is, if you understand. Now, na prapadyate karana abhavat. Now, interesting question. Nanu ajat atmanah anyat na asti eva. From the unborn self, other than that unborn self, there is nothing else. Which was the Siddhanti's main thought right from beginning. Now he is talking about Hetuphalavada. Now the Purvapakshi is catching his tongue. From the basic thought is what? Ajad Atmana Anyat Na Asti. There is nothing other than the pure unborn self. Tat katham Hetufalayoho samsarasya cha utpatti vinasha uchyete. Then how the Hetufala called as samsaras, utpatti as well as nasha, you are talking about? In the pure Atma, which is birthless, deathless, there is nothing other than it. If there is nothing other than the birthless, changeless, deathless Paramatma, where are you talking about samsara's birth and death with the logic of Hetuphalavada's presence and removal of it? Hetuphala Avesha leads to samsara. Hetuphala Kshinata leads to the moksha or removal of samsara. That is what you said. Where is samsara? Where is the Hetuphala? In the Ekameva Advayam Brahma or Atma, which is unborn. कहाँ से लाए हो तुम? No, this is the catching the tongue of the सिद्धांति, the ब्रह्मज्ञानी. आत्मज्ञान बताने वाले गुरु के टंग को पकड़ना. उच्चेते, my dear friend, मैं बताता हूँ. ये तो तुम्हारे लेवल में बात करने के लिए बात किया भैया, मेरे लेवल में सब नहीं है. Like when people come, the couple, then when newly married, I tell them, बेटा शादी किया है, wife and husband lovingly, so wonderfully you live. This answer I have given from their standpoint. अब मेरे standpoint से पूछो तो सब छोड़ के ध्यान करो. I can't do this ना when they invite me for शादी etc. इसलिए घबराते बुलाते नहीं बाबा जी को. I tell them from their standpoint. I should tell like that. A student comes, I tell, beta concentrate, develop karo, study thoroughly your all theories and practice and excel in your study and get good job. I have to tell him that only. I can't tell him the Vedanta, though it is my choice. And an old man comes to me of 60, 70, they tell me all samsara problem. I have to give them a slap and tell, drop all that and do only your vichara and Vedanta. Because at this age, they need this. This I will tell them. So too, the Guru here, Brahmagnani or Siddhanti telling, बेटा ये तुमको तुम्हारे लेवल में बता रहा हूँ, मेरे लेवल में है ही नहीं है ultimately. That is what in this shloka. Samrutya jayate sarvam shashvatam nasti tena vai sadbhavena hi ajam sarvam uchchedastena nasti vai. Samrutya jayate sarvam shashvatam nasti tena vai sadbhavena hi ajam sarvam uchchedastena nasti vai. This is what. Very typical, subtle, logical question and answer. Point. When these are all can be understood only when you have withdrawn from all activities, made the mind absolutely calm and quiet, fully attending to that. Then only the subject is understood and the importance of the subject is understood. Then the need of practicing is understood. With a superficial extroverted mind, a lightly taking mind, not seriously, sincerely, these won't be appealing. Literal meaning what it is, I'll say with Bhashya, we'll see tomorrow. He says, Samvrutya jayate sarvam. Means the Hetu Phalavada, because of that, the samsara, all of them are Samvrutya. Means what? At the relative level of your Vyavahara, it is there. And that all of that in the relative level Vyavahara, which are there, Shastram Nasti Tenavai, they are not eternally coming from, they won't stay eternally also. And your point now I am telling, which was my point, which you quoted. Sadbhavenahi ajam sarvam. From the absolute standpoint, absolute unborn, unmodifying, never dying self alone is there. Other than that, nothing is there. Therefore, uchchedah tena nasti. Why? From that standpoint, samsara was also not there. Samsara uchcheda also is not there. It is you who are living the samsara. For you, we are telling the reason of samsara. We are explaining the reason. And therefore, how to come out of samsara also, we are telling from your side. You are going through samsara. You asked why it is happening. We told because of the hetuphala avesha. Then you told, sir, how to come out of samsara. We said, reduce the hetuphala avesha, samsara goes away. Because you asked it. But from my standpoint of the Atma Jnana, there is nothing other than it. Therefore, there is no imaginary samsara also. Therefore, there is imaginary sadhana also. इसे वहां बंधन भी नहीं है, मुक्ति भी नहीं है, उस स्टैंड पॉइंट. उच्छेदस्तेन नास्ति वही. संसार का उच्छेद भी नहीं होगा. वही संसार ही नहीं है. क्यों? हेतुबलवाद नहीं है. क्यों? व्हाट इज देयर इज वन अजम अव्याकृतम अजरम अमरम आत्मा. See, he started talking about Brahma. Suddenly, the Purvapakshi asked a question about samsara. When he started explaining samsara from Hetuvalavada, now he is asking about Brahma. Again, Guru will have to say, in the absolute, one without second, infinite, there is no thing other than it to imagine as phala. Therefore, there is no need of doing a thing called a hetu. When the hetu phala is not there, no samsara. There is no samsara, there is no bandhana. There is no bandhana, so no desire of mukti. Therefore, there is no effort of sadhana. In the pure self, there is no bandhana. Therefore, there is no need of sadhana to do to get the mukti, pure self. That will be realized at the final level. What is realized at the final level is all this which was binding me is never there. What is there is only self. That is not seen as it is. Therefore, it all appeared. That's why it's called Samyak Darshanam. Like all the efforts of making the snake go away are never required at all because snake is not at all there. So what is understood finally to remove the samsara of the snake? Snake is not there. It will never happen unless what is there is discovered, called as rope. So seeing the rope is called Samyak Darshanam. Okay. What the Samyak Darshanam happens, the entire Hetu Phala, the Phala of the Dukkha, the Hetu of the snake, all of that will go away once you see the rope. If you don't see rope, Samyak Darshan nahi hua, then the Phala will be there of Dukkha, Hetu is there as the snake. Then the Dukkha becomes the Hetu, and then Phala of that is what? How to make the snake run away? Should I catch it? Should I kill it? What to do? ये सब चलता ही रहेगा. That's, you imagine that. A morning 4 o'clock, the snake is seen. Then tension, worry, anxiety, whether to go near or what. ये कौन सा सांप है? ये जहरीला होगा? ये सांप पकड़ने के वाला को बुलाएं? या should we call the forest department people? What to do? And the children trying to go there, the mother, father pull them. Don't go away, it will bite you. And you called everybody, neighbor also start talking. That day also, उनके घर में भी सांप आया था. बहुत मुश्किल हुआ, ये हुआ. While they were discussing this, suddenly the sunlight came. धीरे धीरे संध्या काल. Then that thing on which they were all discussing out Heluphalavada, Hetuphalavada, The moment they looked at it कि कोई कपड़ा है या कोई सांप है, नहीं रस्सी है, the moment they found it, सम्यक दर्शन हो गए कि नहीं? Now, do they continue? चलो ठीक है, we have seen it as rope. Still, let us continue what to do about the snake. Will that discussion continue? Will that worry? Will that anxiousness? Will that effort? The moment Samyak Darshana happened, all of that is found to be nonsense. Now, the Guru who has got already Samyak Darshana is telling us that this entire samsara is nonsense, like the one who has seen the rope as rope, telling those people who are taking it as snake as nonsense. But they don't believe. They say, what you say is nonsense. We know there is snake, it will bite us. Till they develop the faith in him and his words and inquire, their ignorance will not go away. They won't get the Samyak Darshan. In the same way, for us, spirituality looks to be nonsense. Samsara is sensibility. But Guru tells, yeah, Samyak Darshan is sensible, all that is nonsense, but we don't agree to it. That's how we continue our samsara with हेतु फल वाद. थोड़ा साइड पे रखकर उसको सम्यक दर्शन डेवलप करते रहोगे, then you will see there is no hetu of ajnana, there is no fall of samsara. This is the final stage. Step by step we will reach. In every class, one or two new thoughts are added, already existing thoughts are strengthened. Finally, the conviction should come that I must have the samyak darshan of the Atma as it is. Then all the hetupala samsara goes away. That's called mukti. Tomorrow we'll see that. समृत्या जायते सर्वं शाश्वतं नास्ति तेन वै सद्भावेन हि अजं सर्वम् उच्चेदस्तेन नास्ति वै समृत्या जायते सर्वं शाश्वतं नास्ति तेन वै सद्भावेन हि अजं सर्वम् उच्चेदस्तेन नास्ति वै समृत्या जायते सर्वं शाश्वतं नास्ति तेन वै सद्भावेन हि अजं सर्वम् उच्चेदस्तेन नास्ति वै समृत्या जायते सर्वं शाश्वतं नास्ति तेन वै सद्भावेन हि अजं सर्वम् उच्चेदस्तेन नास्ति वै समृत्या जायते सर्वं शाश्वतं नास्ति तेन वै सद्भावेन हि अजं सर्वम् उच्चेदस्तेन नास्ति वै समृत्या जायते सर्वं शाश्वतं नास्ति तेन वै सद्भावेन हि अजं सर्वम् उच्चेदस्तेन नास्ति वै समृत्या जायते सर्वं शाश्वतं नास्ति तेन वै सद्भावेन हि अजं सर्वम् उच्चेदस्तेन नास्ति वै समृत्या जायते सर्वं शाश्वतं नास्ति तेन वै सद्भावेन हि अजं सर्वम् उच्चेदस्तेन नास्ति वै समृत्या जायते सर्वं शाश्वतं नास्ति तेन वै सद्भावेन हि अजं सर्वम् उच्चेदस्तेन नास्ति वै. Now you understand the need of Sanskrit Bhasha, need of the initiation into spirituality, need of the sharpness of the intellect, need of the using the logic according to the Shastra, need of the contemplation, need of the correct knowledge, need of living that correct knowledge, need of enjoying the bliss. देखो how far we have gone away from the absolute truth in these many ways. Then from everything you have to go back. संस्कृत भी सीखो, श्लोक भी पढ़ो, बुद्धि को भी शार्प बनाओ, शास्त्रों के श्लोकों का समझो, उसके लॉजिक भी यूज करो, अज्ञान से दूर हो जाओ, सम्यक ज्ञान को पाओ, मुक्त हो जाओ. This is what, as an essence, we have to gain out of all these Shastra. Once that comes, you yourself become deeply interested in Shastra Adhyanam and logic and understanding and sadhana and realization. That's what every guru wants. That's the purpose for which all satsangas are conducted. That is why the elaboration of classes as well as the texts in front of us. First Samyak Darshana is that in Samyak Darshana only there is Mukti, this vision. Then implementing that is second Samyak Darshana, and really reaching to that is the final Samyak Darshana. May we all have it in this very life very soon. Tathastu. Thank you. Om, 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 Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today's Shakti was the Upavasa Shakti. In other words, through Viveka, Vairagya, get out of the world and enter into the Atma zone. If that subtly you don't understand, at the gross level also, Upavasa at the Dehindriya Manabuddhi level always gives the independence from them, always makes us go into the subtler zones. If that is not done, we'll only become too much slave dependent to Sthula only. That gives only nothing but dukkha and disappointment. So upavas, so many upavasas. We all understand upavasa means stopping to eat. But we talked about all indriya upavasa, मनो उपवास, इवन बुद्धि उपवास, सबकी जरूरत है. The other word we spoke about it is what? By excessive indulgence, we exhaust all the ration and quota. Thus, we live life toward the end with all the problems only. Rationing की भी करना पड़ता है, वो उपवास से होता है. You have 3 sweets. Eat all of the 3 at one go. Indigestion, diabetes growing, and no sweet for the next time. एक ही खाओ तो ये प्रॉब्लम भी अवॉइड हो गए और 2 बार और स्वीट खा सकते हैं. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. हम शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरु परम ऋषि परब्रह्मणे शुद्धमात्रेण. 10 minutes we will do bhashyam.